So I got something else on the subject of women. Something I wanted to ask. That I want to ask it on my podcast or something like that. Just something to touch on it. Women, right? We can all agree we enjoy sex, right? We enjoy sex. It's cool, like it, stuff like that. And I've talked to some brothers, and some brothers say yes, some brothers say no. And I like to get it from everybody. Do you feel like personally you, not hypothetically or thinking on the outside range, do you think that you can fall in love without ever having sex? As you right now, I mean, you've had sex, you know the joys of having sex, you know, whether it's the top of your range or it's bottom of your range, stuff like that. Do you feel like you can totally fall in love, especially knowing you are now at your age? You at least, maybe you've experienced love, or you feel me, you at least know what you want out of love. You feel like you can get that totally without ever having sex. Can you achieve that? I want everybody. I mean, definitely.
So like, I was having a conversation with a girl not too long ago about like how we always grown and shit. So like, I don't even think I can love one girl for like too long because we probably don't outgrow each other.
Okay.
So like, I don't think I can love period to be honest.
Okay. So love for you is like an evolving, ever going type of thing. You feel me?
They're going over time.
I can dig it. We can come in and go out and things like that. And I fall in love with different people.
Yeah.
I dig that because I feel like you can. I feel like you can love more than one person. So I get that.
Are you gonna go first, man?
I was gonna go last because I got kind of like.
I
got the mic drop. So,
I like that.
I think I can fall in love without having sex. So you mean not like just never have sex?
I mean, once you fall in love, you get married, stuff like that. But I mean, like,
You talking about falling in love
Before sex.
before the time you fall in love, you ain't never had sex or nothing like that. You see what I'm saying? Of course, if you'll get married, something like that along the lines, of course you do. But you fall in love, no sex.
Yeah.
Okay. How? Because from that, for me, it's like how, and then what are your top three things that you look for in a relationship that sex doesn't have to contribute to them things at all?
Anything I look at?
I look at compatibility, like we have similar interests and things like that. Because like we can't be together and just be like strictly having sex. That's not.
You gotta be adventurous.
Okay.
I'm always out here.
I called that too.
I'm always out here. It's gotta be adventurous type shit. I'm not really the in the house type person.
Okay.
Definitely some type of like financial, because I don't want to be like paying for everything.
The same thing you said. The same thing you said. You said exactly what you said.
Like,
I get it.
on point.
I don't mind paying for stuff, but like
I don't want to have
we
that
gotta
thought.
like be together.
Right. Together. I don't want to have that thought that I have to pay for it. I want to be able to, you see what I'm saying? Not even me asking, but you sitting there, you be like, we're going to be something to eat. She be like, oh, wow.
Yeah. That's like it makes me feel like you love me.
The same way.
I feel it all in that. But someone can also second this. I love spending.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, showing that love.
Yeah. That's definitely something I love.
Okay. That's what they call like a love language. Giving.
Yeah.
That's, you got a love language of that. And that's definitely understandable. And you're saying that those things so far, before we get to my brother here, that adventures can be adventures and it doesn't have to involve sex at all. But she can be adventures. And as long as she has that commitment to me, to you and her together, we got that understanding. And then the financial aspect is not a worry. That's what, even if you spend it, but the financial aspect is not a worry, I don't have to worry about it. Alright, I get that. Alright. How about you, brother?
So I'm gonna try to keep this as non-sappy as possible. But the answer for me is yes. And I give you a real life example. You said it's us, not outside, nothing. It's us, right?
That's what I want.
So real life example, right? So when I got 4 kids.
Right.
When my oldest was 1, I'm ending things with my baby mamas at the time, right? Been married for 7 years now. Meet my wife.
Right.
Our first conversation, the way we was just kind of building like back and forth, getting to know each other, right? To answer your second question, one of the things that I always look for is completion. It don't matter what it is, like I need you to be able to adjust to completion and I'll adjust to your like this is what I'm not good at right now. So like I need you to fill these gaps. You know what I'm saying? And when I can improve some of this, I can take some of that weight so you can improve some of these gaps and we can just go with the ebbs and flows like that type shit. So it's about completion, right? So the first conversation I ever had with my wife, again, we've been married for 7 years now, was we at the end of it basically, I was like, yo, it sounds like we could be perfect for each other.
Right.
Knew each other for 7, 8, 9 months and was telling each other we loved each other before we was in a relationship, before we had sex, none of that. Had sex, still was friends, like kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right, still
that
dealing
is,
with each other, but
you know what I'm
detail.
saying? And started actually being in a relationship 2 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like this is 11 years type shit. And we was friends for 9 months before we ever, you know what I'm saying, did anything. And our first conversation, I was like, we might be perfect for each other.
Basically, like,
you know what I'm saying?
first love type.
So,
So not first love at first like.
Yeah,
first
yeah,
like-
just to understand, like I said, like it's like almost to go back to the whole conversation of this, like to what he was saying, the pump is just like that energy, right? Like, like that's how I was so drawn to this environment when the opportunity presented itself, was because of that energy. And it goes, it's similar, right? When you can read something that just completes what you're trying to do in the moment, like it fits it, and you can see that it's gonna fit along with the future, like you gotta grab a hold of that. It don't matter what like physical connection actually, you know what I'm saying? Like it's deeper than that. Like when you feel it, you feel it.
When you
Like,
feel it. I can dig that. I definitely dig that. I definitely dig that, bro. That's definitely my.
that's why I had to let you go first, bro.
Yeah.
You couldn't follow that up.
He definitely, Mike. He definitely got it. Me, I'm torn. Tell you the truth, brother. Me myself, I'm torn. Cause I can say I honestly love sex. You see what I'm saying? And you know, as guys, you know, you always say I love sex. You know, you like sex, but I can say I honestly love sex. I love the action of it. Not like smoking weed or something like that. I don't like so much being high as I like smoking the reefer. You see what I'm saying? I like the action of the sex. So for me, that action, for me, that gives that that intertwine. Or like you said with money, you feel me? When I spend it lets me know you love me the same way. That to me, the emotion, the moan, the sweat, the talk, you see what I'm saying? All of that, you feel me? The stuff in your ear, all that to me is that same, give that same energy of that completion and all that when you intertwine. And that's why for me, and I still need that loyalty. I still need somebody who completes me. I still need somebody who can hear me. You feel me? As me. But I also feel like if I get that intertwined, if I get intertwined and that doesn't connect, even if I've had all the other things, it'll for some reason it'll bug me. It'll bug me like because I want all of this. At the same time, sex is something to me that I like as well, and I want that. I don't want to look for that nowhere else. And I don't want that. I don't have to settle for that either. And that's where I'm tuned with. So that's all. And I want to get. I like to get everybody's views on it, stuff like that. Because I met guys that be like, oh fuck no, man, it ain't gonna pussy, I think shit. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, if you in that stage of life, I get it. But I want to hear it. I definitely want to learn from you. So man, I thank y'all for that, brothers. Nothing else, brothers. Before we end this out, man. One thing, definitely want to thank y'all. Even for sharing your time with me, man. Give me interest. That's the best of you. Man,
Yeah, man, come through anytime.
You see what I'm saying? I definitely want to thank you for this, brother. You see what I'm saying? Because I reached out. You were simple DM. You see what I'm saying? And it was nothing but simple love. So I definitely appreciate it, man. I definitely want to get everybody social media, man. I definitely want y'all to give it to the people so they know to follow y'all. You see what I'm saying? So they can fall in love with y'all energy.